how to live a very balanced life.
I've totally sacrificed my friendships, and I've definitely sacrificed my family. And yeah, I only get 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night.
Struggles with managing your time, how to solve issues with love, life, money, or your spiritual journey.
I can't stress to you enough, it's important to live a very balanced life.
Dani is the counterweight to give you balance.
Do you find that you're not living out your life the way you want it to?
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. We are so blessed that you made a decision to join all of us here at DaniJohnson.com and on this television and radio show. Today, I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is going to bless you. You know, just right before we started, I had actually said to my coworker, John, who really is the one responsible for producing and overseeing everything that has to do with the show, I said, you know, I'm kind of getting the feeling that this show might be helping people. When I look at the content and what we get to discuss, you and I get to discuss every day, I really see that, wow, day by day, you know, here we are 6 days a week on the radio and television, between 6 days a week, and that includes 2 nights a week on top of every day, and who knows when your television or radio station is actually airing this, but if every day you and I are getting together and we're talking about these kinds of things, these tips that are improving your job, your business, your finances, things that are going on with the kids, things that are going on inside of the marriage, these struggles that you and I have every single day, and together, because 2 heads are better than 1, together we can help solve, we can help encourage one another to continue to move our lives ahead. I know for me, every day that I get to talk to one of the listeners, that could be you, man, my heart gets rocked, especially our last program that we did. Man, I had so much conviction from just the comments that the callers were making. And so I just want to thank you for joining us and being a part of this program and contributing the way you do, whether you're contributing on Facebook and Twitter and you're spreading the news about the program, or you're leaving comments on our Facebook page about the show and asking questions there, or if it is that you typically call in and share, whether you're leaving us a voicemail message or you get through the lines live, man, you are helping people. You are making a difference. And it's a team effort. It's all of us. You'd be amazed all the different components that come together to bring this show to you every single day. There's so many people that are working on just this one project to bring this kind of messaging and help out there into the marketplace. And so if you're watching this on television or listening to it on the radio, make sure and thank the people that are providing this program for you, right? We can really live in an entitled type of a mindset and just take for granted shows that we like without ever saying thank you for producing this. And so make sure and do that, because they need to know if you enjoy it. They need to know if it's making a difference in your life. And that makes them feel good. All the program directors that are airing the program right now, they need a thank you from you. So get in touch with that local station that is bringing this to you. Come on, it's not costing you anything, but it's certainly costing a whole lot of other people a whole lot of money. So the least that you can do and I can do is thank them for airing the program. And also our team here at DaniJohnson.com, our whole team that helps with the social media, the production of this, the video, the audio. There's a lot of components that goes on. They also could use a thank you from you. So if you want to write that on Facebook or just email it to us at DaniJohnson.com, you'll see in the top right-hand corner, it'll say support or comments. You can leave a comment there, because I think everybody could use a pat on the back and a thank you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so today is going to help you. Even if you are a stay-at-home parent and you're not working in the workforce today, you really can gain from what we're going to talk about, because we're talking about the dissatisfaction that's going on in the job market today. There's a lot of people. In fact, 57%, CBS News reported that 57% of the people say that they're unhappy with their jobs. Now that's just, working out there in the marketplace. But when I also look at my job as a mother, as a wife, I'm telling you, my friend, there has been many times where I was unhappy with my job in the home as well. So don't discount today's show as saying, well, this doesn't apply to me because I'm not working. I'm not working outside of the home. Or even if you are a business owner, Like, I don't have a job. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You own your job, or maybe your job owns you. Nonetheless, today what we're going to talk about, what we're going to hear shared from our listeners that will be contributing as they call in to ask questions and advice is given, or things that just make us go, man, I never really thought about that. So that's what we're going to talk about is, are you one of those that is unhappy with your job? And you might be one who is totally satisfied with your job too. And so I want to hear from both sides. Because when we can hear why somebody's unhappy, it could be that an employer is listening and can go, whoa, you know what? I do that to my employee. I don't want my employees to be unhappy. I could fix that. So we together are going to help the economy. We together are going to help to bring better satisfaction into the marketplace. And for those that want to call us and tell us, no, I love my job, and this is what I love about it, and this is what makes me stick with it. We want to hear from those people too, because an employer could be listening. More than likely, there's a lot of business people that tune into this show. So the employers that are listening, or even the managers that are listening, when they hear what brings good job satisfaction, well, that's something they can implement into the job and bring better satisfaction, which obviously helps company morale. So today, you're going to hear some hard-hitting advice, some attitude adjustments, and some very specific ways. By the time we end this program, you're going to hear some very specific strategies on how you can get better performance out of yourself, regardless of what the job is paying you, regardless of what the job is, but how you could be a great blessing in the workforce and that you would shine like a light on the hill because of your production, because of a great attitude. And so I want to see you get a raise. I want to see you not stay stuck. I want to see you grow and shine like a light on a hill. I want to see you be above and not beneath. I want to see you be the head and not the tail. And so I want to do everything I can possibly to help you do that today. And by the way, as a business consultant, who my consulting fees are $1,000 an hour, this show brings you free advice every single day. So don't you dare take that for granted. Do you know what I'm saying? Every day you're getting 2 hours of free advice on the Dani Johnson Show. So take advantage of the fact that you can call in and you can ask questions concerning whatever the topic of the day is. And again, today it's not about your qualifications, but it's about your qualities that is actually going to get you promoted in the marketplace. So are you one of those that you're unhappy with your current job, whether that be the job that you do in the home, meaning as a parent, full-time parent, caregiver of the family, or outside of the home? And again, CBS News certainly didn't poll the mothers and fathers that were full-time parents, but of those that were in the marketplace, of those that they polled, 57% say they're unhappy with their jobs. Now check it. Unfortunately, if you are part of that 57%, you are also likely a part of the group of the people that wish they had a better job, but they're not doing anything about it. And even looking at, what am I dissatisfied with in my job? What is it? What is the thing that I'm looking to change? Or what do I wish they would change that would make me enjoy my job better? Or are you one of those chronic job haters? Are you one of those chronic boss haters? Are you one of those chronic work haters? There are people that are like that. I had this cousin. Every single job he ever had, he always complained. Every single job. And mind you, he was fired from every job too. So it was always the boss, it was always the job. And the most common complaint would be, he's like, gosh, I was 3 minutes late and I got fired. Well, you were 3 minutes late times, 15 times. Hello? So you might want to fix that and you might not get fired next time. And so you kind of have to look in the mirror and go, wait a minute, is it the job or is it me? Are there some things I could be improving that would help me find better satisfaction in my work? Or is it really the job? But that's one thing you got to look at. Are you one of those that is just a chronic job hater, a chronic boss hater, a chronic work hater? Because those people do exist. I had a cousin that was one of them. And when I began to raise kids, and by the way, if you're a parent, you really need to listen to today's show, because we can actually raise chronic boss, job, and work haters in our children based on what they hear us say. Do they hear us complain about our work? Do they see us completely stressed out all the time? Do they see us working all the time, right? Are you at the dinner table with your iPhone or your smartphone checking email and texting while you're shoveling food in your mouth? In front of the kids, are you doing this? This says something to them. It says that work is more demanding than it should be. It says that, honestly, you lack boundaries and really care more about work than you do the kids. And so it's really important that we gain an understanding that it's important for us to teach kids the right attitude about work. Because if you're one of those chronic work haters, boss haters, job haters, well, there's a good chance you heard your parents complaining about their boss, complaining about, oh, it's Monday. There's a good chance you heard your parents complaining about the work that they had to do, whether that was mom complaining about the laundry or it was mom and dad complaining about their boss or their job. So we want to make sure that we stay clear away from that, because this is truly setting our kids up to fail in the future. And some of us really do. We have it in the back of our heads. We do. We have this program in our heads that we picked up from our parents and maybe some of our aunts and uncles, depending on who was around the home a lot. We picked up some bad attitudes concerning other people, concerning work especially. And a bad attitude at work never results in a raise. It just simply doesn't. So I have some questions for you. What are you currently doing to better your current career? Are you taking action or just talking about that you wish you had a better career? Are you wishing you were paid more and had fewer hours, or do you just like complaining about it? So, and what are you doing to fix those things, to change those things? And what do you want your work life to be like? What is it that you feel is going to make you happy if you are unhappy? My phone number is 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. 844-200-3264. Listen, the phone lines are going to be jammed tight. So right now is the time to pick up that phone to make sure that you at least get a chance to ask your question or to give us your comment, your feedback on hate the job, love the job, where do you stand, what is it that you hate and love about it? You know, whether you're the lover or the hater of it, we want to hear, because we're all going to learn together, and two heads are better than one. So together we might be able to give you some really good advice about how you can fix the problem versus just sitting in it, just complaining about it, and continuously staying in the same place. Ruts suck. I know I'm not supposed to say that. Hopefully we're mature enough in this world. Well, I probably should be mature enough not to let that word out of my mouth. It's a whole lot better than the words I used to let out of my mouth. So I've come a long ways. You certainly wouldn't want a microphone in my mouth 25 years ago, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so, but yeah, I mean, are you in that place where you want to stay stuck in a rut? No, man, come on, you don't. And by the way, if you like to be in a rut, this show is not for you. It's not. This show is about moving your life ahead, honey, and that's the period, end of story deal right there. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
How can you achieve your goals and change your life for the better?
Tune in, turn it up, listen.
Stay right where you are for more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Fida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Danny sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They shouldn't be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@INTELEREP.com or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
Now, more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Danny, I'm never gonna find a better job. They just don't exist. Man, I gotta tell you, I hear that so often. And you know what's so funny? Is I hear the other side of the coin too, where I hear the employer saying, Danny, I just can't find good people. Both sides are complaining. One, the employer saying there's no good people out there. I can't find people to hire. And then the other side of the people saying, there's no good jobs out there, or I'm not qualified. Well, that mindset on both sides of the coin is what's getting both parties in trouble. Listen, when you create an excuse for yourself, or you build the wall, the giant barrier, because you encountered one or two, and then you make up this whole thing and you create a law that says, there's no good jobs out there, or you're the employer saying there's no good people out there. Well, you just shut your mind on the chance of finding the solution. Quit talking like that. There are solutions out there, I promise you, and there are good jobs. And by the way, don't allow your qualifications or your lack thereof stop you from at least trying. How are you going to break free from where you're at and get to where you want to go unless you do at least try for a job that you're not qualified for? I got to tell you this story, okay? So there I am in Stockton, California. And I'm 19 years old. I had just moved there from Portland, Oregon, and I was with my high school sweetheart, and we were engaged, and I'm looking through the job, the help wanted section, and I'm trying to find a job, and he just says to me, he says, Dani, he says, why are you trying to find a really good job, trying to make more money than what our age would even allow us to? Why don't you just get a job as a bank teller like the rest of us? You're never going to make big money. So why can't you just get a job as a bank teller? That's all you would know how to do anyway. And so that at that time of who I was at that time, I was a basketball player, volleyball player, softball player kind of girl, and I had all kinds of anger issues inside of me. He really challenged me, and I felt like it was my father who had told me my whole life I was stupid and I would never amount to anything and I couldn't do anything right, and that was my stepfather, not my biological father. And so it was like, really? So the next, I go down the column, and there is a job ad for JCPenney's. And JCPenney's had this, it was a base plus commission. It was for decorators. I had no experience at all. None. Come on, friend. I had a giant unibrow. I'm a Nicaraguan chick. I had this huge, hairy eyebrow across my forehead. I didn't know I was supposed to, create a great divide in between my eyebrows. It's just how I was born. I didn't know how to match colors, and it was obvious with what I was wearing. It was totally obvious. Okay, listen, I'm going to go to the phones, and I'm going to tell you the rest of the story after that because I want to get to Amy. Amy from Iowa. What's your comment or your question about looking for jobs or getting a better career or any of that?
Hi, Dani.
Hi.
Here's my question. I've done in-home daycare for almost 12 years now, and I'm looking to go back to the workforce. And I've been applying for multiple jobs since February or so, and I've had 2 interviews. And in each interview, one of them said that she didn't want to hear anything about my daycare, just about my experiences before that. And it made me feel like my 12 years was pretty irrelevant to her. And the other job was, right? So the other job was through the city I live in. And they were like, well, how are you going to talk to the council members when they're all in their 60s? I'm like, well, they're still people. I just talk to them like I do everybody else, So my question is, how do I overcome the stigma that is related to a daycare provider not really, quote unquote, working?
Oh, gosh, honey. Amy, number one, it's kind of how you see yourself at number one. Number two, do you have job domination? You don't, do you?
How do I see my... No.
You don't have job domination. And it's obvious because you're selling the wrong thing. And in job domination, part 1 shows you how to not only land the interview, but how to nail it and hit that sucker out of the park. It's very clear that you're selling something and missing what they want to buy. And you actually have everything they want to buy. You just don't know how to package it, honey. Job domination. Go to DaniJohnson.com right now and get it, honey. You're cheating yourself. And not only that, but part 2 is going to show you how to not only get that job you're not even qualified for, but how to get promoted through it. Okay, and I want you to stay right here, because as I go through this show, you're going to learn some other things in there too. Like, for example, in fact, just hold with me, because I'm going to tell you this story of my first big job, and it was JCPenney's, and I was not qualified for it. There was nothing in my past that would have said to them that I could do the job. I'm going to show you what I did to get it. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with the short break right after this.
Hey, have you done a favor for your best friend yet? Then do it now. Share this program with them. The Dani Johnson Show, helping hundreds of thousands of people just like you make life more enjoyable and rewarding. The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees
guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Danny sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening, thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on the Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on the Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
Helping you get a grip on your priorities and your focus. The Dani Johnson Show. Here's Dani Johnson.
Oftentimes, when we are on a job interview, many people find themselves not getting the job. And they can't figure out why. And they typically will find a reason why that is not even relevant. You see, a job interview is a presentation. It's a sales presentation. And what many people have been taught through a job interview is completely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Go in there with your big smile. Yes, you should smile. Okay, but go in there and try to kiss up as much as you can and don't be nervous. No, man. The job interview is a sales presentation. And in a sales presentation, you have got to know what the absolute needs are, and you got to know how to fill those needs. That's what you have to learn how to do. And so I got to tell you about my first big job that I had. And I've got Amy on hold right now. She's been on several job interviews. She used to have a daycare in her home, and she's finding that the daycare in the home has been a hindrance for her finding a job outside of the home. And so, Amy, one of the first things that I said to you is if you see that your daycare is a hindrance and that it wasn't a real job, well, that's obviously what is being communicated to the people they're interviewing. And you're making a big focus on your daycare instead of making their need the focus. You got to make the need of the person that is interviewing you your focus, not how great you are. That is not the focus. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make in their job interviews. And that's why you got to go get a hold of Job Domination. I got to tell you the story. A woman who for 3 years was unemployed. 3 years, single mom, 3 kids. This woman had 3s all over her. I'm not a numerologist, but it's just weird that all these, her story had 3 in it. Okay, so 3 years unemployed, had 3 children, single mother, okay? When Job Domination first came out, it was a live training. It was a live webinar that happened. She couldn't afford to get into the class, even though she was out of a job for 3 years and she's crying the blues. She ran out of unemployment, right? She's got all these problems, and yet she says, I can't afford Job Domination. So then what? So here she is. 2 weeks go by, we're doing part 2 of Job Domination, and we put in there all the testimonies that people had already sent us. They already sent a bunch of stories. Some people had already gotten a job in that 2 weeks in between the break on the webinar. So we send that out to our clients in an email. She goes, forget it. She uses her diaper money to get Job Domination. She begins to press play because it was a digital product. She presses play, and do you know what happened? She did everything we told her to do, and within 3 days, she had 3 job offers, Amy. Within 3 days of following our tips on how to send out your resume, what not to put in there, what to put in there, how do you make your resume look completely different than everybody else's? Because there's 1,000 people trying to apply for a job and everyone's resume looks the same. And people think that it's the contents of their job experience that has a little bit to do with it. But that's not going to be the thing that makes somebody pick that up and go, this person looks really interesting. This is different. What about them? So anyway, so she followed exactly, Amy, what we said. In 3 days, she got 3 job offers. Hold on a second, it gets better. She then used the technique that we throw in there about negotiating for her salary. And she pitted these 3 companies actually against each other, made them all offer more. She took the best paying one, and in 3 months, 90 days, she got promoted 3 times. Single mom, 3 kids, out of a job for 3 years. Talk about now, that would make your resume look pretty bad. You haven't been able to get a job for 3 years? That's pretty bad. But that girl figured out how to overcome that through the strategies that are inside of job domination, okay? So use that tool and do the whole thing. It's really cheap. It's 8 hours of schooling that is in there. The first part, like I said, is all about the front end, getting the job. The second part is once you got it, then what do you do with it so you can continue to climb forward? So let's get back to this. My first job interview. All right, big job interview. So again, my boyfriend is telling me I'm never going to make big money. Just get a job as a bank teller. Okay, it's all you know how to do. You're not that smart, Dani. And he was right. I was not that smart, and I didn't have, a big old experience that would pay me great money. But here's this job for JCPenney's as a custom decorator. Did I, have a flair for decorating? No. Did I have an interest in decorating? No. Could I even decorate myself well? No. There I am with my Payless plastic black pumps that were missing on the pumps, the little black, what do they call that little rubber thing, that covers up the nail? Well, the nail was exposed. The little black, whatever you call that, is missing. So there's the nail exposed that catches every carpet. Every place you walk on carpet, it catches it. Or if you walk on a hard floor, you slide because the nail is metal, right? So I'm wearing my plastic shoes. I've got this big old giant pink dress. Pink is not a good color for Dani. I've got my hot fuchsia pink lipstick. Oh, God. I have blue eyeshadow. It's very obvious. I don't know how to do the colors on my face, okay? I head down to this interview, and friend, there are 26 women that are applying for this job and one man. His name was Mike. He was the manager of the custom decorating department. And I was the last interview. And I waited through every one. And these women, they were beautiful. They were beautifully decorated. Their makeup was right. Their hair was right. I had one of those spiral perms, okay? I had one of those spiral perms that kind of looked like I had a helmet on my head. Like my head, whenever my head moved, the hair, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm talking about? And I used that terrible crunchy mousse. Do you remember that from the 80s? Because this is 1988. So I got crunchy mousse. I got a spiral tight curly perm. I got my Nicaraguan eyebrows. I have all the wrong. My makeup says tramp from day one, okay? But these women, they were actually decorators. They were actually decorators. They had their attaché cases. Some of them had their blazers on. They had their scarves. They just looked beautiful. And there I am. As each interview is going on, I'm getting more and more scared. I don't even know why I stayed, right? I am terrified. I'm totally terrified. I'm like, I'm not qualified for this. And that's what was going through my head the whole time, right? So I'm the last one. I step in to his little cubicle where he's interviewing me. And I sat down and I said, Mike, first of all, I want to thank you so much for at least giving me the chance. And sir, just to be totally upfront and honest with you, I don't have a clue about what to do with this job, and I have zero experience at all. But I promise you that if you just at least give me a chance and you teach me, I am willing to do everything you teach me to do, and I promise you I will be the best decorator in this place. Interview over. I'm thinking that was done. No joke. Bam. Interview over. He says, thanks so much for your time. It took me 10 minutes to get home. I get home, I'm obviously feeling a little discouraged, and I'm wondering if my boyfriend might have had some wisdom. I get home, I check the answering machine. First message. Hi, Dani, this is Mike from JCPenney's, and I'm wondering if you could leave tomorrow for Seattle for some training. We'd like to give you that shot that you were asking for. We believe you're the best candidate that I interviewed today. What? Are you listening to me? I was not qualified. We didn't talk about decorating. He didn't ask me about color. He didn't ask me anything. I literally walked into that interview and said, thanks so much. I'm not qualified, but I promise you, if you're willing to teach and train me, I will be the best. I will give it my best shot. I am hungry, I am teachable, and I'm willing to work hard. That's all that mattered to him. Was I hungry? Was I teachable? Was I willing to work hard?
I guess I was the one of the 26 that was humble and honest. I was the one that didn't try to sell them. I was the one that said, I don't know what you need, but I promise you I am hungry, I'm teachable, and I'm willing to learn, and I will work hard, and I will do my best to be the best that's in this store. And guess what? I was. My very first month, I broke the records that were in that store for years. How? I didn't know what I was doing. In fact, okay, I got to tell you this other story because you're going to laugh so hard. You're going to laugh. Now, I know it's not conventional, but it worked. I made $30,000 as a 19-year-old kid. Okay, this was a long time ago, 1988. Hello? That's a lot of money. I remember one of my commissions was $4,500. I only had 4 appointments, and it was the month of December. Hello? That's a lot of money back in that time. Okay, but when we return, because again, don't stay stuck. Sometimes in order to get out of a rut, you got to do something that like getting out of your comfort zone. And be square, be honest, but be teachable. And if you're teachable, and you're hungry and you're humble, people want to work with you. So I know that on this side as an employer, I've been employing people for 25 years. When people are hungry and teachable, man, there's so much more you can do with those people, far more, unfortunately, than talented people who are not teachable. I'd much rather take teachability and humility way over talent any day. Any day. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Don't just stand there. Soak this up. It's joy, it's encouragement, it's insight to a better life and how to meet your obligations and overcome obstacles.
The Dani Johnson Show.
This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
Get ready to live the uncommon life. Here's Dani Johnson.
Okay, so there it is. It's my first day on the job, right? And that first day on the job, I didn't know what I was doing. We're talking about better job satisfaction. We're talking about, are you one of those that's unhappy with your job, you don't like your job, it's not working, and you're just complaining about it, or do you want solutions to fix it, right? Well, Amy called in our last segment, and she was saying, I was a daycare provider for 12 years. I'm having a hard time getting a job. I've had a couple of interviews, and they're saying, this doesn't, your experience doesn't match. So, Amy, first of all, as you've been listening to this, are you getting a little bit inspired? Are you grabbing some tips here about, you got to make sure you're selling the right thing? So in the case of my interview with JCPenney's with Mike, I didn't know what his need was. This was just like, I hit the nail on the head without knowing it. But his need was not an unteachable know-it-all to come in to go to work. His need was to find someone he could teach. So it's important, Amy, to find the need of the person that you're interviewing with. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good. Okay, so let me tell you about what happened the first day on the job because it's hilarious. So it's my first day. I go in and I have, my car has like 400 pounds of samples in the back of my little 1980 Toyota Celica with my really cool rims and my sheepskin slip covers, okay? So my first appointment is at a houseboat. It's at a houseboat. And the training they gave me for the 3 weeks was all measuring windows and carpet for floors, right? And measuring drapes for windows and mini blinds and all that stuff. And I was dyslexic. Gosh, man. And I spent a lot of time going, what? Can I learn that again? So sure enough, yeah, I got training on measuring, but no one taught us how to measure mini blinds in a houseboat. That's like an RV, and it's different than an actual building, right? Different than a wood home. So I walk in. I walk onto the houseboat that's at the dock, and it's an older couple, and they tell me, what they want. And I'm like, oh no. So check it. So they tell me, I'm like, here comes the anxiety, here comes the worry, and I finally just sit down and I say, Mr. and Mrs., we'll call him Smith. I'm really sorry. This is actually my first day on the job, and if you have a telephone, I would love to just call our office and get somebody out here that's much more qualified than I am. I'm so sorry for wasting your time. Will you please forgive me? But if you can show me to the phone, I will call and get somebody out here right away that'll be able to get you the mini blinds that you want. And the woman says, honey, do you have a manual with the mini blinds? And I said, yes, ma'am, I do. She goes, Harvey, hook her up with the margarita. We're going to figure this thing out ourselves. $800 order. And they figured it out. Harvey whips up the margarita. I'm a minor. He whips up the margarita. He opens up the manual. He reads it. He measures it. And they created the order. Okay, so listen, there's something that happens when we tell the truth, when we humble ourselves, and we don't try to act like we know what we're doing in that way. It's like, I don't know how to do this, and I'd be happy to call somebody else. They liked the fact that I wasn't going to try to sell them. So guess what happened on my second appointment? I did the same thing. This woman wants huge cornice boxes. She's got these giant windows, these vaulted ceilings. Okay, I don't know how to do that. How do I measure that, first of all? And I just sat there and I sunk, and she was like a real, one of these kind of women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. I'm this kid. And I did the same thing. I got intimidated, and I broke through the intimidation by simply confronting the truth. And I said, Mrs. Jones, I'm really sorry. This is my first day. If you have a phone, I'd like to call someone that's got way more experience than I do. She asked me the same question. Honey, do you have a manual or something? I said, yeah. She goes, we'll just figure this out. There we are on the floor. And Mrs. Jones is writing up her own order, $10,000. I made $1,000. I got 10% commission. I made $1,000 without selling, simply letting her buy. And see, people love to buy. They don't like to be sold. And so without me knowing it, this approach of, I don't know what I'm doing. I'd be happy to find you somebody else. We got really qualified women who have been doing this for a long time. They'd be happy to help you. So do you understand? Don't be intimidated by what the interviewer is saying. Break through that intimidation with just telling the truth and saying, listen, I will work harder than most anybody else that you'll have come through here. And I am willing to learn whatever processes it is that you have. And if I have to learn at night, I will learn at night. I will study hard. I will do whatever it takes to be the best hire you've ever had. You will not be sorry, because I will do whatever it takes to make sure I get this job done. So that's filling the need, because that's what they want. They want the job to get done. They want someone to be teachable. They don't want someone to be a pain in their butt who's coming in to teach them. In most cases. All right? Awesome. Okay, going back over to the phones, I've got Linda from Connecticut. Welcome to the show, Linda.
Thank you.
What can I do for you?
I was just calling in to see what you might have for advice for me in terms of balancing my current work, which is sales and marketing. I've been doing it for 7 years, and I would like to be able to get into training to potentially go on for physician's assistant training. I already have a bachelor's and a master's. So I'm kind of all over the map. All I know right now is I've got expenses, but I need to keep working, as well as seeking God's path.
Right. And now, are you married with kids?
My daughter's 21, and I'm widowed.
Whoa. You're free.
Yes.
I'm sorry that you're widowed. I'm sorry that you're widowed. But there is a benefit with being single with no children, especially after you've lived married with child. There's like,
amen.
Freedom. You don't have to ask for permission to do anything. You don't have to juggle 3 people's schedules. You get to just live and do what you want.
Yes.
Linda, can you tell? I'm committing the sin of coveting right now. That's bad. Okay, so I'm proud of you, man, that you are in a place in your life where you're dreaming and you're looking at, hey, I'm still young enough to go start a career. I'm really, really proud of you. A lot of people in your place are, like, I'm widowed, my child is grown, all I've known how to do is this, and, I don't know what to do. Girlfriend, you are hopeful. Okay, listen. How do you manage it all? Well, I think that it is wise that you are working. I think that's wise. And the reason is this. Unless, of course, you're in a financial position that you don't have to work and you can put full-time effort into just going to school. So really, you're the only one that knows that. Are you in a financial position? Meaning, did your husband leave life insurance or anything like that to where you don't have to work? You could just cut your expenses down, cut out some of the luxuries, and just go to school full time? Or are you the only sole provider for the household?
Right now, he did leave insurance, and right now, what I'm trying to balance is I live in New England, and I'm thinking if I move to an area of the country, i.e. Florida, that's a little bit less expensive, then I could potentially not work.
Let's see. Move away from the cold and have less expensive, is not have to work and go and pursue my dream job. Really? This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
The Dani Johnson Show. No excuses, no blaming, just real life. Stay tuned for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.
The Dani Johnson Show is here to help you.
We want to see your economy thrive.
Helping you focus and set your priorities.
And you can do this by learning the skill sets, the strategies, and the mindsets of 2% of the population.
The Dani Johnson Show. Listen closely.
What are your weaknesses? What are your greatest strengths? And what are your weaknesses?
Learn how to make the most out of your strengths in this life and how to grow in the direction that is best for you and your family. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Sometimes the most obvious answers are staring us in the face, and yet we're still afraid to make the decision. Isn't that so true? Hi, this is Dani Johnson. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. Today we're talking about job satisfaction. Like, do you hate your job? Do you love your job? You need help figuring out how can I find better satisfaction? How do I break out of my rut and move myself forward? Well, that's exactly where Linda has found herself. She's a widow, has a 21-year-old grown child who's out of the home, and here she is wondering what should she do. She's got a bachelor's and a master's degree in one particular field. She's been in sales and marketing most of her adult life, and wondering if she should pursue her medical and physical assistance career full-time, or should she keep working and da-da-da-da-da. All right, so Linda from Connecticut. All right, so you said you're wondering if you should move from New England where it's cold. Let me say that again. Cold. And I'm wondering if I should move to Florida, where it's cheaper to live. Linda, do it, baby. Come on. All right. Do you keep a full-time job and go to school part-time, take longer to get through school, honey, and stay with high expenses? Or do you move to the beach? Or at least a place where you can get to the beach, where it's cheaper and you can just pursue your dream full-time? Linda, I don't know. I don't know. Less stress. Less expenses, more sun. Cold weather, more expensive, more stress. Slower to the goal. Linda, please tell me this is not a difficult answer.
It's not a tough choice.
No, it's not a tough choice. Pack your bags, woman. Get it done. Pack your bags. You know what I think's going on inside of you, Linda? This is what I think's going on inside of you. You've worked your whole adult life, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're one of them women that feels like a loser if you're not producing something. Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
You feel lazy when you're not working. So you work even on the weekends and at night. Mm-hmm. No, I do not have a camera in your house. No, I have not been listening on your phone. I can just hear it in my belly what kind of personality you have, Linda. Linda, you've worked hard your whole life. Give yourself permission to enjoy the beach. Give yourself permission to study without stress. Live way below your means. Enjoy yourself. Feel what it feels like to not be stressed out. Just feel what it feels like. I say if you don't pack your bags, I'm going to hunt you down in Connecticut. I'm going to find you. I'm going to pull off my belt and beat you.
Please do.
Seriously, thanks so much for the call, and thanks so much for being here with us. And I'm excited for you. You go pursue that career. I think it's going to be awesome. This is Dani Johnson. We're taking your call. Today, it's about, that job satisfaction. Do you like or hate it? Sometimes we've gotten to a habit of hating our job just because that's what our parents said all the time. That's what we hear our friends say all the time, too. So we're taking your call, 844-200-3264. That's 844-200-3264. We got Lakeisha from Roanoke, Virginia. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hey, Dani. I am a business owner, and I would like to know how to start using, or what's the best way to start using job domination and to keep my new CS reps accountable with using it so that they can be successful with taking calls.
Awesome. Okay, well, congratulations, by the way, for being a business owner. I'm proud of you. Number 2, congratulations for being an entrepreneur and providing jobs for other people. Something our president doesn't know how to do, but boy, can he sell the American people on creating jobs. He's never done it. But anyway, but Lakeisha knows how to do something the president of the United States doesn't have a clue on how to do. Yeah, how do we change the economy? We create jobs by starting businesses. That's how, not growing a bigger government. and taxing the snot out of people. Anyway, so thank you so much for being a business owner and taking a risk on the American public and providing jobs for them. My hat's off to you. That's not an easy thing to do. I've been doing it for 25 years. It's a big, huge responsibility, and you've taken on that responsibility. So how do you use a tool like job domination with your staff? It's really simple. In fact, this is interesting. We just had a company license job domination for their 50 employees because they saw one of their employees get a hold of it and rise up to the top of that corporation. And now they're saying, what would happen if all of our people knew these skills and used these strategies? Oh, imagine how great our office would be. You own job domination. I don't know how many people you have in your staff, but there are several companies that have made that available for their people. And these companies also send their employees to DaniJohnson.com. They have them reading the Daily Fix each day, listening to this show, taking advantage of the training materials that are available on the website. And they have found that it has helped to grow their companies. I have a company, actually, it's a telecommunications company back in 2008 when the economy was just, there's an earthquake happening beneath our feet. The world was shaken. Anyway, they came to us at a First Steps to Success. I didn't even meet these people until 2 years later. They were about to close their doors. They tripled their sales using the strategies that are in job domination, which didn't even exist at that time. It's what we taught at First Steps to Success for those who had jobs. In fact, the woman came to First Steps as an employee, now as the vice president of the company. She went from low man on the totem pole to at the top, which is pretty awesome. So anyway, I would be maybe holding lunchtime. Just say, hey, once a week, would you guys be willing? I've made an investment into something, and I want to help you succeed in your job. I want to help you shine. I want to see you make more money. I want to see you climb through our organization. I want to see you do really well. And so I've made an investment into a training program, and I need to get myself trained on this myself. I want to make sure that I'm staying up on it. So once a week, would you mind if we spend lunch together? We pack a lunch, we meet in the conference room or wherever it is that you're going to meet, and we just watch this for the entire lunch hour, and then we hit the job again. Totally up to you. It's not, you don't have to do this, but I would love it if we could spend that time together once a week learning some really good strategies on how we can all help each other work better together, as well as help our profits increase, because as the profits increase with the company, so will the profits increase to you. So that's what I would invite them to do. There are some companies like Stuart Lynn, he has an engineering firm. He has 2 offices. This is a guy that was an employee somewhere who had a dream to own his own business, and today he has several. But he actually sponsors an hour a week for job domination, meaning his people are on payroll. It's during an hour of time of the 8 hours his people are being paid for, and that's the investment he's made, that they focus on 1 hour of content that comes from our website, and he's having us train his people in his office. And so it's a timeout for an hour for them to learn. So that's that. So there's some people that you're going to have in your staff that are going to make investments into themselves, and those will be the people that rise to the top. And then there are others that will not. Not all employees have the mindset that you're looking for, and you have to be willing to love them right where they're at. And as long as they're doing well in their job, they're doing the tasks that are supposed to be done, you keep them. But you're always looking for that rare talent out there that wants to invest in themselves, that wants to grow, that wants to do better. They stand way out from everybody else that is there. And I look and pray for those kind of people. And I also pray that God takes the people away from our company that shouldn't be here. And he's done that. And it's been awesome. Meaning there was a woman actually one time that, man, she just would not stop screwing up. Missing normal tasks that she had done before. Turned out that she was having an affair with a married man that none of us knew about, and we are an organization that uphold the name of God, and it's just probably not a good idea to do that. So here she had this secret adulterous lifestyle in the background, and that no one knew about, but man, it was coming, that fruit was coming through into her work life. And so here's the bottom line. Integrity is something that you don't just have in parts of your life. Integrity is who you are, and you operate in that in all areas of your life.
right? It's not that you have integrity at home but not at the office, or you have it at the office but not at home. And so when she began having this affair, all of a sudden I noticed that her work performance, and she had a job that was really important, and she couldn't make the kind of mistakes that she was making and forget the things that she was forgetting. So it was very obvious she was very, very, very distracted. And again, she was living a dual life. So as this was happening, and I loved this woman. We'd worked together for a couple of years, and I just began to pray, Lord, please open a door for her for somewhere else. Take her away. And or bring her to the place where she is back to normal. Bring her to the place where she is actually doing her job. And we had several talks. We had several talks. What's going on, honey? I love you. I know I just keep messing this up. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love it when people say that. They know exactly what's wrong with them. I am a mistress of a married man. That's something wrong. That's something not good. And so, I don't know, I just can't, it's just so, you know. So anyway, months passed, and she came to me with a business idea, and I said, that's a great idea. Yes, I bless you. Go. Are you going to be okay if I leave? Absolutely. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss talking to you every day. I'm going to miss our relationship. However, I bless you in that. And by the way, she went and, came back a few weeks later. She confessed what she was doing. Left that relationship, started that business, and she prospered. And she's really prosperous today, very, very prosperous today, and she's married to a good man who did not touch her body before they just got married. So anyway, so there you go. Some of your employees are going to be those that are hungry and teachable and want to grow, and they're going to make investments in themselves. Other employees are going to be there to just skate by on the minimums. They are the punch-in, punch-outers. They don't do more. And they don't do less. And there are some, they do less. Those are the ones you gotta let them go. But you're really looking for that rare gem, and you keep looking and you keep recruiting till you find it, because it's really important to find that. When you do, it's such a blessing. Oh my gosh. It makes work worth working for. It makes having that business worth having, right? It makes worth creating a job for somebody enjoyable. It's not enjoyable when people aren't doing what they're supposed to do. All right, this is Dani Johnson. We're going to continue to take your call about improving the job situation that you might be in right now, or the business that you have. We'll continue after this.
Hey, have you done a favor for your best friend yet? Then do it now. Share this program with him. The Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info at INTELEREP.com, or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Helping you get a grip on your priorities and your focus. The Dani Johnson Show.
Here's Dani Johnson.
Unemployment seems to be a real big issue with a lot of people, but to be honest with you, job satisfaction actually is a bigger one. With almost 60% of the people who just don't like what they're doing. They say they don't like it, they don't want to do that job anymore. And yet many people stay stuck in that place instead of looking to increase their skill sets so that they can find better satisfaction at their current workplace. There's something I got to tell you. When we have no roots, we can't bear fruit. And a lot of people will jump job to job to job, just like they jump churches, just like they jump spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends. They like to jump around because they got bored instead of looking inside and saying, what could I do to improve here? Because here's why. The greatest, most successful financially man who ever walked this earth was King Solomon. And King Solomon had some great wisdom in the book of Proverbs as well as in Ecclesiastes, and the greatest success book ever written. You want to learn about money and business and family, he talks a lot about those things in there. Great insights. I'm serious, some beautiful understanding. I've learned so much from this man that's been dead for like 3,000 years. But anyway, so something that he said, it got me 14 years ago. I remember exactly where I was sitting, friend. I'm sitting on my porch. Back in my stupid financial days, we had nearly a 6,000 square foot house. It was a little yellow Victorian home with a wraparound porch, and I'm sitting at this little round table in the corner of the porch, and I was reading the best success book ever written, which is the Bible. And I happened to be reading in Ecclesiastes, and he said this. He said, find satisfaction in your work. Find satisfaction in your work. And that just like
just was magnified to me. What? Find satisfaction in your work. Because at the time, I wanted out. I'd been in business for many years. I had been burnt out. I just was done. And here was this message from a dead messenger. Find satisfaction in your work. And I thought, what causes, because I was bored, honestly. Boredom usually is a common denominator in people who don't like what they do. They get bored. And when people get bored, they get lazy, they get sloppy, right? They're not committed anymore. There's no oomph, there's no excitement like there was the first month that they were working there. So if boredom is the common denominator in you as to why you're not satisfied with your work, you might want to search that out. Find out what is the reason why. So right there, that truth just smacked me with a right hook in the jaw. What causes us to find satisfaction in our work? It doesn't say find work that satisfies you. That doesn't say that. It says find satisfaction in your work. But see, 98% of the population who ends up dead or dead broke at the age of 65 depend on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. They like to jump around. And when they jump around, they have no roots. And without a solid root system, you'll not bear good, juicy fruit. You'll not bear what you're supposed to. You won't get the reward or the benefit for having good, solid roots. How do you get roots? Quit jumping around and find satisfaction in your work. Now, it's different if you're being abused by somebody at work and that you've done everything you can to try to solve that problem. Then it might be time to move on. But if that's not the case, and it's boredom or stress, those are problems you have to solve. But what finds satisfaction in our work is bringing excellence and diligence to our job every day. That's where there's satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? You know, you decided to clean the car, the inside and the outside. You filled an entire trash can with everything that was underneath your seats and in the trunk, right? And you did this because your mom was coming to town. You had to pick her up from the airport, and you didn't want to hear it from her. When you stepped aside and you looked at that finished product, how do you feel? You feel good. You feel accomplished. It's just a car, and all you did was clean it. But boy, you just look at that and you go, yeah, that looks awesome. Good job. You feel better. Why? Anything we apply, excellence and diligence, whether it's to laundry, cleaning out the car, doing our paperwork at work, whatever our job is. Excellence and diligence is what gives us the satisfaction that we're doing good. So, hopefully that was one tip that you could use today. But Dani, I hate laundry. It's your bad attitude that makes laundry worse. Come on, we teach that to our kids, don't we? I hate homework. It's your bad attitude about the homework that makes the homework take longer and it makes it incorrect. Who's in charge of your attitude? You. Not me. You. So come on, it's time for an attitude adjustment. Do you need a spanking from mom in order to get one? Well, then pull your belt off and spank yourself. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Life! It's about the journey. Are you living the life you want to live?
Is it going the way you want it to go?
Don't live your life by default. Live by going the way you want to go. Dani can help you with your roadmap to life. The Dani Johnson Show.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Fida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening? Thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on The Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on The Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400. 251-928-9400.
Improving the quality of your life. The Dani Johnson Show.
I love it.
Dani, I'm so sick and tired of this dead-end job and that dead-end boss.
Oh gosh, I have heard that so many times, and my answer every time is, you're actually talking like a dead-end person. And you have a dead end in your head, and that's why you see your job as a dead-end job. Man, I gotta tell you, friend, I have encountered so many people who have used our employeepreneur skill sets that we have inside of First Steps to Wealth. And if you're a first-time listener to the show, we want to bless you with this book. But in here, we have 2 chapters that will help you get promoted in your job. And it's powerful that I have seen people who had this dead-end mentality. They saw their job as a dead-end job go and quadruple their income, like Brendan Moran. He was in a dead-end job for 25 years. He did not see that there was an opportunity for himself to grow and to move up in it. He'd been paid the same for decades. He increased his income by $90,000 in 1 year between the stocks that he got and the pay raises and the spot bonuses he got. It totaled $90,000 in 1 year using what's inside of this book. First Steps to Wealth. Get your copy. If this is your first time watching or listening to the show, call this phone number right now, 866-760-8255. It's free to you. You can get the ebook for free. If you want the physical copy, you pay the shipping to get it to your house, and we will pay for the $15 book. Fair? More than fair. Okay, so 866-760-8255. There's 2 chapters in here specifically that will show you how the dead-end job will no longer be a dead-end job, but way more fulfilling and make a whole lot more money. All right, we're taking your call live right now, talking about how do I do better in my work life. I'm tired of hating my job, and I'm tired of complaining about it. I need a solution. Aisha from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hello, Aisha.
Hi, Dani. How are you?
Good.
I just wanted to first tell you that you're a blessing, and I love all your Facebook posts every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a team effort. What can we do for you?
It is. Okay. My question is, I'm a mom and a wife, and I work from home. I have a small business through a network marketing company. And I'm looking to, my question is, how can I increase the value of my business partners, the people that I recruit?
Sure.
How can I recruit more valuable people in my downline?
Okay. Number 1, have you heard of smarternetworker.com?
No.
Okay, write that down. smarternetworker.com. Yeah. There's a free 30-day boot camp on that site. It is a powerful site that is filled with training that will teach you how to create more value with that small business that you have out of your house. And that is the best site that I know of to utilize. It's free. There's 30 days of training that's available. It's called a boot camp. I would highly recommend that you upgrade to a pro membership if you're very serious about making at least $5,000, $6,000 a month with that small business that you have working from the home. And if you want to get it up to a 6-figure income, you need to become a pro member on that site. There's all kinds of powerhouse training that'll show you how to build it like a professional versus another amateur out there that's going to quit their home business and move on to 17 more that they're going to quit and never make any money. Because that's the likelihood of people that are in that industry. They quit because they don't know what they're doing, they don't get results, and they eventually just throw in the towel, and then that current kit that they have bounces underneath their bed next to the other 17 kits that they have. I don't want to see you do that, so you make sure that you become a pro member on smarternetworker.com today and just follow that boot camp and do everything it tells you to do, and you're going to do well as the rest of their clients have done. So that's my recommendation of what you do there. Okay, we've got Philip from Lexington, South Carolina. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hi.
I think my question was already answered, but I'll ask it again. It's about finding a job.
Mm-hmm.
I was denied multiple times on my job applications, and now my stepmom wants me to start a business, and I was wondering if that was a good idea or not, because if I'm not good at these interviews, I might not be good at the business either.
Right.
Where do I start getting better at this stuff?
Okay, Philip, you found the right place. I'm really proud of you. Great question, by the way. Okay, so number one, if you are not sure about starting a business, you shouldn't start the business. Period, end of story. Because a business requires an all-out massive action and commitment level that you are going to succeed, and you don't care what comes in your way, you're going to go for it. So if you're unsure, you're going to be easily knocked off as soon as you hit opposition. And trust me, a business owner is going to hit opposition. We hit opposition every day of our lives. And I mean, every day of our lives, we hit opposition. So if you're not committed to a business, don't even get started. You're wasting your time. So let's go back to the next question of how do I find a job? How do I land these interviews that I'm not being able to land? Okay, do you have a piece of paper and pen handy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, write this down right now. Job domination. Job domination. It is a powerful training program. The first part of it is on how to land the job. Not like everybody else is looking for a job, but how do you take someone who doesn't have qualifications and all of a sudden have them be qualified to work inside of an organization? Let me tell you about Jim Stansfield. This guy's out of Chicago. He had a record. He was a drug abuser, an alcoholic. He also had abused his family. He was a mess. I mean, a rip-roaring mess. In fact, if you're on Facebook, I think we should post a link to Jim's testimony. You should watch this. It'll absolutely inspire you and shock you. So Jim, utilizing the training materials that are in Job Domination as well as First Steps to Success, our live training events, he was able to land work that he was not qualified for, grow his income exponentially, and annihilate $40,000 worth of debt, mend his relationship with his wife and his children. This guy was put in handcuffs several times. You want to talk about someone who's screwing up? I actually interviewed him on this show one time. And I think you'd be blessed by that interview as well, because it gets more into the depths of his story and what he had to overcome in order to succeed. So, in fact, if you can, get on Facebook. We'll go ahead and post Jim's testimony just for you. We'll post the video of it, and we'll post a link to the show where we interviewed him, because it'll really inspire you. Next, Job Domination. You'll find that on our website. And it's a digital product. It's super cheap. It's ridiculously cheap, but it's going to help you land a job, a good job. Part 2 of Job Domination, which again, the whole thing comes together, is going to show you how to get promoted in it. So there's some specific things that you're missing on your application and how you're presenting yourself. Number 1. Number 2, and those things will show you, how, like we give you a template. Just use our exact template, and it's going to get you noticed because everybody else uses the other template, which means your application doesn't get noticed because they've got 10 applications that look the same. So how can yours look different? So we're going to show you how to stand out of the crowd. Second, when you go in for that interview, typically the interviewer is interrogating the interviewee. And that makes the interviewee, which is you, very uncomfortable. So as you're being interrogated, you're not smiling, you're nervous, you're stuttering, right? You're sweating. It's not good because they're kind of getting you off of your confidence. And you might say, well, Dani, I don't have any confidence. Borrow some from another place in your life, okay? I borrowed confidence from my basketball abilities because it was the only thing I was good at when I was about your age, Philip, trying to find a job. So I had to borrow the confidence from basketball, set me in front of that free throw line. It's over, okay? I was 90% from the line. So give me the ball, shut up and watch. Here it goes, sink, 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 9 out of 10 times. So I borrowed my confidence from over there as I stepped into a job interview. So borrow the confidence from another place in your life. So, and learn how to interview the interviewer. Don't be interviewed. You interview them and you let them know that you are looking to make sure that this is the right place where you would want to really, really dig your heels and root yourself in, that you're looking for a long-term business relationship with an employer. So you have some questions about the work environment. You have some questions about the people that you work with, who the clients are. And so now you take control of the interview and let them tell you all about them, their job, how long they've been there, and then you also ask what the person who used to have this job did to no longer be in that job. What are the biggest mistakes they made? What were the things that they did right? So then you take that information between what they sold you about the company and what the real needs are. Then you wrap all that up and you say, these are the things I can do, based on what they told you, not based on you selling your McDonald's history, your Taco Bell history, or your video store history, but that you're giving them what they want. And trust me, your job history don't mean squat. I have too many testimonies to prove to me otherwise of people getting jobs in areas they were not qualified for. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Don't just stand there. Soak this up. It's joy, it's encouragement, it's insight to a better life and how to meet your obligations and overcome obstacles. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They shouldn't be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info at INTELEREP.com, or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400.
We're back. Here's Dani Johnson.
Look, friends, it's not about your qualifications. It's about the qualities you have as a person and how you present that out in that job interview or in the workplace every single day. I know that many of us have been disqualified by other people from our past, right? You know, it's the teachers that pointed you out that you couldn't read, like me. Gosh, man, when a teacher would call on me to read in class, I turned bright red, I broke out in hives, I sweated like crazy, and I stuttered. I looked like an idiot. The kids snickered and laughed, and so did the teacher. I remember my third grade teacher used to call me Dinette Set. That really helped. That helped me to not feel embarrassed from the already real fact that I couldn't read. But there's different people, whether it was kids on the playground that said we were not qualified, church members, our parents. You know, I had the man that raised me, who turns out to be my stepfather, told me that, well, I could do nothing right and I was so stupid. So we kind of carry on into our job interviews, our disqualifications, right? All of our mistakes, all the people that hurt us, we seem to carry that into that job interview without even knowing it. It's like a subconscious thing. And we're crippled when we do that? Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It's time to forgive all those people and move on, break free from it, and start with who you are today and bring your very best to work. And work with excellence and diligence, and you're going to get a blessing out of it. There's no question. Joining us, Diane from Austin, Texas. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. What can we do to help you today?
Hello, are you
Hi.
talking to me?
I'm talking to you, Diane from Texas.
Hey, Dani. Thank you so much. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your radio show and all of your information. I have been taking notes as I have been listening.
Good.
Because I'm writing everything down, and I can't wait to read that biography or that story on Facebook.
Awesome.
So, because it's an encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
I am in a different situation. I have not been in the job market. I am 57, going through a divorce. I had a job for 36 years that I loved, and that was being a mom of 8 kids. Wow. My youngest he's special needs. He has Down syndrome and autism, but he's the normal one. He's normal. So he's great. He's my greatest teacher. So now I am separated, going through a divorce, and I'm going to school, finishing up, getting close. I have no job experience. The last time I worked was 29 years ago.
Wow.
And so like I said, I have been listening to everything and listening to you talk about the job interview, borrowing your confidence, and and here's the big one. What about the job history? I heard you say that doesn't mean squat.
It doesn't.
So I'm like I said, I'm listening to you because this is exactly the show that I needed to be listening to.
That's so awesome. Okay, so Diane, let's talk about this, because you know what? Every time I do a show on job performance or how to get a raise in it or finding one, there's always somebody like you that calls in. Always. Before I speak into that, I want to say this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that after 38 years of serving your husband, raising 8 kids, that at 57, this has resulted in a divorce. I can only imagine the pain and the suffering, Diane, that you have had.
Hello?
I can only imagine.
I'm sorry, I lost.
We didn't lose you. I can only imagine the pain and the suffering that you've endured to bring you to this place and to this decision for the divorce. And also, I love what you said about your Down syndrome son. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you said. So I'm sorry. And I'm proud of you because I can hear the hope in your voice. I can hear that there is a plan that you have. You've gone back to school, and now you're facing the barriers that are only in your mind. They're only in your mind.
Oh.
Because I have hired for the last 25 years many people that do not have experience in the departments in which they have been placed in. Many. Many. But let's go ahead and look at what qualifications do you have? Oh my gosh, 8 children?
Yes.
You can handle high stress. You are a great multitasker. You are a phenomenal organizer. You know how to work within budgets. It's time to look at the work you've done for 38 years. You have a high ability to make a strong long-term commitment. You have the ability to train up and teach others skill sets that are necessary to succeed. You can take very challenging, stressful situations and bring them to a place of harmony. You're good at problem solving, conflict resolution. These are just a few things that I know a mother of 8. I'm a mother of 5. These are just a few things that I know are beneficial in the workplace. So I want you to look at the profession you've had for 38 years from the mindset of a business owner, because you actually could own a business very easily. Very, very easily you could be an entrepreneur. You've actually been one for 38 years and you didn't know it. Yep. You know how to build relationships. You know how to make connections. You know how to do some future planning, plotting ahead. These are all very important business skills that you already have, that you've been trained up with your whole adult life. Now, I'm happy that you're going to school. I think that's great. But I would get a hold of job domination. Get a hold of job domination. Study that, woman. Study that. You're hungry. You're teachable. That's why I would hire you. You're hungry, you're teachable, and you have these years of all of these abilities that you've gained. I think you're a win of a candidate for a corporation or a small business. So I strongly recommend study job domination and learn how to put together that resume that shows what your strengths and your gifting is. Because think about how many women in your position, and there are thousands of them, who are going to walk into a job interview not seeing what I just showed you. They're going to walk in crippled and afraid, thinking they're not qualified. But in all reality, they're more than qualified. They are more than qualified. So get a hold of it, study it, and you better write me and tell me what you did with it, because you're going to land something great. You are going to land something great. There's no question in my mind, Diane. No question in my mind. Listen, I thoroughly enjoyed, especially Diane. I enjoyed every single one of you that called in today. Thank you so much for being such a great contributor to this program. If you got something out of today, will you at least write us and tell us? We want to hear about it. We're going to join you tomorrow. You have an appointment with me tomorrow, same time, same place, for another topic that's going to help move your life ahead. This is Dani Johnson. Good night. God bless. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.